Hi, my name is Erica. How are you? I hope you're good. Today I'm here for another book review. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Forever Sea by Joshua Phillip Johnson. I don't have a physical copy of this book. I received this as a e-arc from the publisher quite a couple months ago, but I did read it recently and I loved it so much. It's one of my new favorites of this year. I really wish I had a physical copy. I'll probably try to get one for my birthday in a couple months because it's just so good. And also this cover. Do you see this cover? It is a gorgeous cover. It is absolutely beautiful, but the cover is not what I'm here to talk about. First, let's talk about the author, Joshua Phillip Johnson. So from what I know, this author is from Minnesota, and I think he is a teacher of English and creative writing and is also an environmentalist, which comes into quite a big role of this book that he wrote. The Forever Sea is a environmental epic fantasy, and it's just wow. It's a wow book, really, because the story is so unique and it's interesting and new and fresh, but it's also, it's very impactful in a way, and it does everything that you want in a really great fantasy, but it also has such unique twists and it's just so new. I just loved it so much. I've never really read anything like this, and if anyone else has, I would love those recommendations in the comments below. This is a story about a young woman who will do anything and everything it takes to figure out the mysteries of the sea. But the sea in this story is grass, and people sail boats on this sea of grass called the Forever Sea, and it is very interesting. This world is just so strange. Our main character, her name is Kindred. Her grandmother goes missing or is presumed dead. Her grandmother walks into this sea of grass, and this sea of grass is known for its mystery. Once you go in, people really don't come out. They are gone forever, and people assume that they're dead. So no one really knows about what is going on in this world beneath the grass. People sail above it and they live on land, and it was just so beautiful. The imagery is so in your face and everything is so beautiful and haunting, and I just loved it. This is one of those stories that's very descriptive, so if you are someone that needs constant action, I'm not sure you're going to get that in this book, because it's a lot of world building, it's a lot of character development, it's a lot of setup, to say the least. Of course you get that in a lot of first books in series, so that's the same thing with this one, but it's very, very detailed, and I enjoyed it so much because I love descriptions in the worlds, and I love getting to know magic systems in books, and that is a heavy thing in this book. Like I said before, the ships and the boats sail on this grass. Well, how do they stay afloat in this world? Because it's not like it's water. Well, they stay afloat because of a magic where they burn bones in the depths of the ship, and it's called Perthfire magic or something. I honestly don't know, all of the mechanics behind it. It's confusing. I don't know, but it sounds really cool when you read about it. And so our main character, Kindred, is one of these, she does this. She is the one that keeps the boats afloat. And so in this story, we follow her as she is trying to find her grandmother, who is gone below the grass sea, and she will do anything and everything to make that happen. And she is not the most beloved character that I find people will read about. In fact, I can see her annoying quite a lot of people. She's not necessarily someone that you'll root for, perhaps, but I think she's definitely just such an interesting character to read about, because you're not always gonna have that, heart of gold character in books. You're not always gonna have that character that you just love and you want to follow around everywhere. This isn't necessarily that character, at least not right now, but still I think she's really complex, and I'm really interested to see what the author does with her, what her choices will be in further books. One thing that I really want to talk about is the environmental aspect of this book. The fact that this book is set on a sea of grass is so interesting, and you really see how the author talks about how people in this world have affected this grass and how they've chopped down, burned, and you see the effects on how they can't go to certain areas because the grass isn't saleable, and there's a lot of other things in this as well. And I think it's just so beautiful because I love when books talk about the environment and really bring those messages to the forefront, because it's something that I'm always thinking about, and it's something— hi Tarzan, do you want to say hello? My cat is right here. Come here, say hi. Say hello to the camera. Look, say hi. Say hi. I don't think she wants to say hi. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Anyway, I love when books can talk about the environment and bring it up in such interesting ways, and this book was so good because of that. And I think that it's going to delve into that more, because in this book we not only follow this timeline, but we follow a timeline in the far, far future where we see the effects of what is being done now and how it's not good, and how you can see in the far, far future that things don't really end well for this world, and there's a storyteller who is showing a kindred story to us. And so it's really, in a way, it's kind of bleak and sad, but at the same time, I don't know, it's so fascinating and I enjoyed it so much. So I highly recommend it. I don't know what else to really say. It's such a beautiful narrative. If you like a good sea story, even though it's not set on the literal ocean, it's set on a sea of grass, but if you like stories that have a lot of interesting magic systems, like I said, the magic system in this is very different. I really loved that. And if you like a good story with great characters, even though you don't have the best main character to root for, a lot of the side characters are so interesting, and all of the subplots. There are so many questions you get while reading this book that are not answered, like at all. So I'm hoping in the second book we really get that. So it's one of those books that you read and I immediately want the second book, like right now. I want it right now because I just want to know what's really going on here. So it's really good. I highly recommend it. If you have had your eye on this, if you like a good ocean story, if you like a great fantasy, if you want something that's just a little fresh, a little different, a little unique, a little like, hey, I've never read this before, maybe check this out. I really liked it. So I think that's all I really had to say for this review. The Forever Sea is really good. I'm also quite a fan of this because, as you all know, I love any books that are about pirates, and these characters, a lot of them are basically pirates too. So if you like pirate books, this could also be for you. But yeah, that's The Forever Sea. It's a really good debut. Did I mention that this was a debut? Because it's a debut. So yeah, there's also that. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. I hope you guys have a good one. I will see you later for another review. Bye. Goodbye.